Looks like I've caught you alone at last.
Tara will be here any second.
Better make the most of you, then.
Kim, there's no point to this. It's going nowhere.
Well, does it have to? Why can't we just enjoy a little harmless fun?
Because I'm about to be married.
Something you forgot when you were jumping into my bed.
That was a mistake, and I won't let it happen again.
Really?
Alex, where are you?
In here, darling.
Here you are. Hello, Kim. I'm sorry, I forgot you were coming.
Kim was just saying perhaps we ought to sell him. Release some of our capital for investment.
Alex wants something with a little more stamina.
Oh, you can't sell him. He's a fantastic horse.
We can't afford to grow fond of our breeding stock, Tara.
You know best. I can see I'm in the way. I'll leave you to it.
Actually, Tara, it was you I came to see. Wonder if you fancy going for a ride. Give us a chance to get to know each other.
Well, I was going into Harrogate.
Perhaps another time.
But that could wait. I'd be delighted. I'll just go and change.
Anyone seen Kim?
No, and can't you ever knock?
I'm sorry, I was under the impression that this was where people worked.
Kim is off, chasing after that fop again. She's really got the hots for him, if you ask me.
If you ask me, the difference between you and Kim is that she knows what it takes to run a business.
Yeah, she's mixing business with pleasure, isn't she?
Not something you'd have a problem with.
Was there anything else?
Tell Kim I'll see you later.
If she gives a damn.
Must be going. Some of us have got lives to be getting on with.
You ride very well.
I was given my first pony before I could walk. How about you?
I had to wait a little longer for mine.
Thank you for being so good to Alex, Kim.
How do you mean?
The stud's been in the family for generations, always been terribly successful until Alex took over the reins.
Why's that?
He just hasn't got the head for it. Loves horses, hasn't got a clue when it comes to making money. It would have gone under without you.
Yeah, well, we couldn't let that happen, could we?
He might not show it, but I know he's very grateful.
So, all set for the big day?
Hardly. To tell you the truth, I'm absolutely terrified.
Of getting cold feet?
Oh, God, no. I adore Alex. It's just the thought of walking down that aisle with half of Yorkshire staring at me. I just want everything to be perfect.
I'm sure it will be.
Oh, we'd better be heading back. I've got the caterers arriving any minute.
Well, let's take a shortcut. How's your jumping?
Oh, try me.
Oh, dear.
How was your trip to London?
Successful. Had to cut it a bit short, though.
Why is that?
Kim begged me to come back. Said she was missing me too much.
She's obviously devoted to you.
Yeah, she is.
Alex! Alex, quick!
Where's Tara?
There's been an accident. She's had a fall. For God's sake, phone an ambulance.
I'll do it. Yeah, ambulance, please.
Her wrist's probably broken and she's concussed. What the hell happened?
Tara was anxious not to miss an appointment, suggested a shortcut. And before I could stop her, she was hurtling towards the gate. Anyone could see it was far too high.
Thank God you were with her. She could have been lying there for hours.
I have to thank you for acting so quickly.
She'd do the same for me.
Oh, God.
What?
The wedding. What am I going to do?
Well, there's no way she's going to recover by tomorrow.
I have no choice in. I'll have to call it off. Hang on.
Poor Tara. She will be disappointed.
And right now, I think that's the least of her worries.
Didn't Loverboy stay last night?
He's having a lie-in.
Should put him out of his misery.
instead of stringing him along while you lust over Lord Lucan.
A supper for one tonight, Jan. I'll be eating alone.
Right.
Still, Alex will be married tomorrow, safely out of your clutches.
Yes, well, I'm not sure the wedding can take place now. Tara isn't fit to attend.
Morning.
No, thanks. Hi.
You having a cut breakfast?
Just coffee, please, Jen.
Right, well, I'm out of here.
Where to? Oh, I thought we could spend the day together.
Visiting Tara in hospital.
Going to finish her off?
You're going to see how she is.
Do you want me to come?
Thanks.
See ya.
See you.
You know, she spends half her life in that hospital, seeing people she's put there.
Really?
It's a one-woman crusade to keep private medicine in business. How's your health insurance?
There you go.
Thanks, Jen. Oh, Jan, fancy taking tonight off?
Oh, well, Kim just said that she would
Oh,
rather...
we know what Kim just said. I want you to take tonight off.
Well, with all respect, Mr. Martin, you're not my boss.
Not yet. But are you prepared to bet your job on it staying that way?
Well, a wrist sprain, nothing too much to worry about, but she was unconscious long enough to cause concern.
So she'll have to stay in for a while.
Another night or two at least, just to be safe.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's the second door on the right then.
Okay.
Well, I think so. Kim!
Sorry, I didn't realise you had a visitor. Shall I come back?
Oh, what lovely flowers.
I picked them from our own gardens.
Alex tells me how much I have to thank you for.
All that matters is you get well as soon as possible.
Shall we leave you to sleep?
I'm fine.
You'll have a lot of rearranging to do. I could help with phone calls.
What phone calls?
Oh, cancelling the wedding. You can't let everyone turn up only to find it's not going ahead.
But it is.
Alex and I have agreed, even if I have to be wheeled down the aisle, we are getting married tomorrow.
Thanks, Kim. If you hadn't been there, the wedding might have had to be put back for months.
We're both very grateful.
Well, don't be. Your happiness is reward enough.
We will see you there tomorrow, won't we?
I wouldn't miss it for the world. What are you doing?
I gave Jan the night off.
Why?
It's about time you had some proper home cooking. I mean, Jan's okay, but she's no dealer, is she?
If I'd wanted you to cook my meals for me, I wouldn't have employed Jan, would I?
What's happened?
Nothing's happened. It's just been a stressful day.
Look, this food's going to be out of this world, so just relax. We'll have a lovely evening together, and you can tell me all about it. How's Tara?
Miraculously well.
So is the wedding still on?
Yeah?
Great. I was looking forward to it. Should be quite a do.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. Cheers.
Cheers. We haven't seen that much of each other lately.
Oh, you've been in London and I've been trying to run a business.
Yeah. Still, we can make up for it tonight.
This is good. Didn't know you could cook.
Well, there's a lot you don't know about me, Kim.
Evening, all. Ah, it smells good.
I thought you were out tonight.
Nope.
Kim and I were hoping to spend the night on our own for a change.
I live here, old boy. You're only around until Kim grows tired of you. Shouldn't be long now.
Jan's not here.
Thanks a bunch, pal.
I think it's time we had a little heart-to-heart.
I wasn't aware you had one.
We could be friends, you and I. We're very much alike.
No, we're not.
Kim is only using you to pass the time.
Really?
What she really wants is Alex. Oh, not him personally, just his title.
I'll bear that in mind.
You know he was round here while you were away.
Well, of course he was. They're in business together.
It's not how it looked to me.
I don't know what you're playing at, Chris, but me and Kim are in love with each other. So you better get used to having me around.
Well, I wouldn't get too comfortable because you don't figure in Kim's plans.
And you'd know, would you?
Well, you've seen what happens to men she grows tired of. If I were you, I'd quit while you were ahead. I expect David Glover and my father wished they had.
How does it look from the back?
Very smart.
Isn't there something in wedding etiquette about looking more stunning than the bride?
Sophie.
Hello.
James will be pleased to see you.
Good, because I've missed him.
Yeah, well, we've all missed you.
This just a visit, or are you back for good?
No, I think I'm back for good this time. Couldn't stay away from the little terror.
There's no way to refer to your employer. Not while she's in the same room, anyway.
So, don't suppose it's you two getting married and no one's bothered to mention it to me?
Lord Oakwell.
Ooh, la-di-da.
Alex isn't like that.
No.
Is Chris ready?
I'll go and check.
So, when are you back with us, Sophie?
Tomorrow okay?
Tomorrow's wonderful.
Good. Okay, see ya.
Don't worry. I'm still thinking about him.
I'm sorry.
David. The last wedding. Getting dressed up like this brought it all back this morning. And I wish he could see his son. He'd be so proud.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been telling James about his dad.
You know me.
I'm surprised you've come today, Chris. Thought you're more of a funeral man. Can't stand anyone being happy.
That's why I'm here. We can always rely on you to pull something. A few stunts, best man.
They've not started without me, have they?
All set, Alex. An application for the Foreign Legion in your pocket. Having met the lovely Tara, I was quite prepared to go on the stand-in.
So this is what friends are for.
Steve, could you help Chris into the church? I need a quick word with Alex.
Was it important?
You'll be on honeymoon. I just need to check something.
Fire away.
Just one question. Didn't it mean anything to you that night we spent together?
Of course it did. I'll remember it fondly forever.
Fondly's how you remember the family pet.
Kim, another time, another place, I'd have been more than happy to have met you.
We don't get to choose the time or the place, Alex. I know more than anyone that to deny your feelings for someone is...
Please. I'm marrying Tara, Kim. Nothing's going to stop that.
We could go. Now. Anywhere.
Sorry.
Alex.
Thanks. I've not managed a single glass yet. I got cornered by Aunt Elizabeth banging on about how I've let the shoot go to pot. Wouldn't have happened in my father's day.
Well, calm down. Where's the new Lady Oakwell?
God knows. Hardly seen her since we left the church. Does anybody ever enjoy their own wedding day? Steve, mind if I borrow Kim for a minute?
Be my guest.
What you were saying earlier.
Don't tell me you've got a taxi booked now.
It's over, Kim. Whatever it was, it can't go on. I feel so guilty about, well, you, Tara, everything.
Alex, don't say anything now. Wait a while, see how you feel.
No, you've got to understand that...
I hope my stepmother's not giving you any tips on how to have a long, happy relationship. You're better off getting advice from Elizabeth Taylor.
Kim, I've been looking all over for you.
Oh?
You can't have Cinderella without the fairy godmother.
Well, you're hardly the ragged kitchen maid, and I'm not ready to be an old lady with a magic wand.
Oh, you know what I mean. Today wouldn't have been possible without you. Saving my life when I fell off the horse. This could have been my funeral, not my wedding. I keep thinking how lucky I am. Especially when I look at Alex. He's so handsome, isn't he?
And now he's all yours.
Oh, yes. We've been terribly restrained, you know, before the wedding, but I've told him that after tonight, he's never going to want to look at another woman.
There's something I want you to look at.
Oh, where?
In here.
What's going on?
I wanted some privacy.
What?
I was in London, I went shopping, and I bought this. Hatton Garden. I thought it would look good in a ring.
Steve...
You can have any setting, any design you like.
What are you talking about?
An engagement ring, Kim. Will you marry me?
Morning, Seth.
Morning.
Had things on my mind. Thought a walk might clear the cobwebs. Wasn't expecting to find anyone about this early.
Truth is, I couldn't wait to get out of the house this morning. Betty's giving me a hard time about mending the dresser. I ain't got round to it yet.
How long's it been broken?
8 months. But when it's propped up on phone books, you'd not notice.
I'd fix it if I were you. Get more peace in the long run.
She'd only start on about something else. Women are never satisfied with what they've got.
Oh, is that why I'm depressed?
No, it's that wedding you went to yesterday.
What do you mean?
I always need a stiff drink after a Miss N. Another good man gone down.
Maybe it's because there aren't that many good men left.
All right if we're doing here now?
Yeah, of course it is, Betty.
Only if you've calls to make, I could start in kitchen, because I know you international financiers work all hours.
No, it's fine. I think this call can wait. Haven't quite worked out what I'm going to say yet.
Hey, it must be nice being part of Jet Set. Multi-million deals one day, society weddings next. I bet his lordship's were a swank too.
Very.
I wish I could have been there. Champagne, caviar, designer frocks.
That's not the point, though, is it?
Well, colours say that when they've plenty of brass. It's a bit different on the outside looking in.
I still say you and Seth are better off, even if you won't admit it.
You know, I never realised you were such a romantic. Oh, don't worry. Right girl will come along for you one day.
As I see it, you're well off out of it.
Maybe you're right. I haven't exactly been lucky in love. Once upon a time I thought Frank and I were made for each other, but we just ended up fighting over this place.
Well, it's all yours now. Lots of folks say you shouldn't need hotels.
If I still had David to share it with.
That would never have worked, lass.
Well, perhaps that was part of the attraction. Forbidden fruit. We all want what we can't have.
And that's the way it's meant to be.
I was proposed to last night. I promised I'd give him my answer today.
Do you love him?
No.
Well, you certainly don't need him, so that's an end to that.
I wish I could be that sure.
You're tougher than any man I've ever met, so you don't need a man to lean on.
Doesn't stop me getting lonely sometimes.
What did you want, Steve? You said it was urgent.
I guess you know Kim and I have been having an affair.
I've heard rumours. Thanks.
You probably don't approve, especially so soon after your father's death.
I wouldn't have expected that to make any difference to her. She had affairs while he was still alive.
Well, maybe that was his fault as much as hers.
I don't know why we're even discussing this. I don't like people interfering in my private life. I have no intention of interfering in yours. If you think you can handle an affair with Kim, I hope you know what you're taking on.
It's a bit more than an affair now. I've asked her to marry me. Look, I know this has come as a bit of a shock to you. I just didn't want it to stop us being friends. That's why I needed to explain to you how I feel.
Oh, I think I can understand. Kim has a way of winning men over.
Maybe you'd feel differently if you weren't Frank's daughter. I mean, all he cared about was the business.
Just like Kim.
No. All Kim wanted was someone to care for her. That's what turned her to Dave, and that's what she'll find with me.
You say you asked Kim to marry you. What was her response?
Well, she's promised to give me an answer today.
Well, I hope for your sake she turns you down.
That was an awful thing to say to a friend.
I'm just trying to stop you making a fool of yourself, Steve. Kim doesn't really care for you. You're just something to pass the time until a bigger fish comes along.
Get out of my house. Hello.
Hi. I'm sorry I haven't called earlier. I just needed time to think about it.
And have you made your mind up yet?
Let's just say I think it would be worth us meeting up and talking about what it'd be like if we got married. They're setting out some ground rules.
That sounds good to me.
I'll call round about 7.
Great. I'll have the champagne ready.
See you later.
Bye-bye. You see? I told you were wrong about Kim. Maybe now you'll realise that all she wants to do is settle down and forget about all the troubles at home farm.
Well, I'm sorry if I misjudged her.
I'd have expected better from you. How did you feel when people tried to split you and Sophie up?
Lousy.
Then you should at least have tried to understand how I feel.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe Kim has changed. I certainly never expected her to say yes.
Well, after tonight, you'll see you were wrong.
You mean she hasn't actually accepted your proposal yet?
Well, it's a big step for her, for both of us. She thinks it would be a good idea if we talked it through first, you know, set down some ground rules.
Like how you're going to vote at board meetings.
You're doing it again. The important thing is we both want it to work. And we're going to make sure that it does.
Well, I wish you luck. You're certainly going to need it.
Well, I'm really sorry if it caused problems while I was away.
Well, the temporary nanny did her best, but I think James really missed you.
Oh.
We're glad to see you back.
Thanks, Kim.
I guess things are all right between you and Zoe now?
Yeah, never better. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I don't want to be live-in anymore.
Because you're moving in with Zoe?
You don't mind?
Well, of course not. I was expecting it.
Well, I promise it won't interfere with my work at all.
I'm sure it won't. But I have to tell you, the domestic arrangements might be changing here, too. Steve's asked me to marry him.
Oh, well, congratulations.
That might be a bit premature. I haven't agreed yet.
But you're thinking about it?
Well, James needs a father. Steve and I get on well, and, well, he understands the business.
Doesn't sound like much of a reason for getting married.
You're very young, Sophie. You'll find there's more to life than just flowers and romance. Sometimes it's wise to settle for the best you can get. Hi.
Hi. Champagne's on ice. Ready when you are.
Thank you, but we have got a few things to sort out first.
Look, if it's about the business, it really is.
It is. I know it may not seem very romantic, but in my position, I have to be careful.
Of course. You're worried that if things go wrong, I might go for alimony.
Well, I'm glad we both understand the implications.
Just get your solicitor to draw up an agreement and I'll sign it. I'm not after your money, Kim. I love you.
Well, I must admit I wasn't expecting that part to be so easy.
I don't want anything to stand in our way.
Good, because I'm going to be honest with you, Steve. I'm very fond of you and we have good times together, but I don't love you.
I guess I was expecting that too.
And you still want me to marry you?
Look, I know what you've been through with Frank and Dave. I know how hurt you've been. I want to help you forget about all that. And if I succeed, then maybe you'll realize that you can love me too.
And if I don't?
Well, that's a risk I'm prepared to take. Can I open that champagne now?
Yes.
For each other, Kim. We both started out with nothing, but we knew where we were going.
You sound like Frank.
Well, there's a lot admired in him. He just lost sight of what was really important.
But you've got it all worked out.
Yeah, took a while. I used to despise my clients, especially those born with a silver spoon. I had to fight for everything. They had it all handed to them on a plate.
So you had to prove you were smarter.
Yeah, it wasn't difficult. All chinless wonders and brainless debs like those at the wedding yesterday.
You're talking about my friends.
Friends? I thought the stud farm was just a business deal. That's why you were keeping Alex sweet.
Perhaps we found each other attractive.
You're lucky he married somebody else. He's a loser, Kim, and having a title won't change that. If you want to make anything out of the stud farm, you've got to buy him out as soon as you can.
We agreed you wouldn't interfere in my business. You seem to be forgetting the ground rules before we've even started.
I was just offering advice.
Well, I don't need it. And I won't have anyone trying to choose my friends.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise it meant that much to you.
There's an awful lot you don't know about me, Steve. Maybe we should think about this a lot more carefully before we rush into anything.
You didn't really think there was a chance of anything happening between you and Alex, did you? You're too old for him, Kim. And as far as his family's concerned, the wrong class. I'm offering you something real, something that can make us both happy. Kim, we've got to talk about this. If you just listen, I'm sure everything will be all right. Kim, you can't go like this. Let's just talk about it, will you? Kim! Kim!
Steve? Call an ambulance. He's unconscious.
I'm calling the police. She's not going to get away with this.
Oh, my God. Kim,
You all right?
why did you drive off?
None of your business.
I can't believe you left him there like that.
I told you there's more to life than flowers and romance. But you're right. That's important too. It's just there's someone else I've got a lot of feelings for. Wouldn't be fair on Steve if I married him as second best.
I can't believe you're being so selfish.
You're right. Maybe I should go and see him. He deserves an answer.
Kim, I don't think you understand. Steve's on his way to hospital. He's unconscious.
What?
Well, he hit his head on the ground when you drove off.
I didn't mean for that to happen. I've got to go to the hospital.
Mrs. Tate?
Yes?
Mrs. Kim Tate? I'm DC Fallon, this is DC Rogers. We'd like to speak to you about an incident outside the Woolpack Public House earlier this evening.
We had a row. I drove off. I didn't see him go over.
You had no idea he was still holding on to your car?
I've told you, no. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get to the hospital.
Oh. Feeling guilty?
He's a very close friend. I'm concerned.
If I was you, I would be too.
It was an accident.
The scene of which you left, that's an offence.
Well, get on with it and charge me then, because I want to see Steve.
I'd like to take a breathalyser first.
Well, I had a drink when I came back here.
It's true. I saw her.
So, what happens if it comes up positive?
You'll have to come to the station with me for a blood or a urine test. And your friend here will have to make a statement.
Steve will be asleep by the time I get to the hospital.
Mr. Marchant is still unconscious. You'd better pray he pulls through. Otherwise, you're up on a death by reckless driving charge as well.
You took your time? Yeah, and so did the police. How is he?
Still unconscious. Sometimes I seriously wonder whether you're actually insane.
I didn't know he was holding on to the car.
Oh, sure. Turn down a man's marriage proposal by all means, but isn't running him over going a bit far?
I didn't mean for this to happen. Oh, God, what a mess. Why didn't you go home, Zoe? How is he?
He's regained consciousness.
Oh, thank God. Can I see him?
Just for a few minutes.
Hi.
Come to finish me off.
How's the head?
Sore.
Sorry.
You could have killed me.
Why the hell did you hang on to the car?
Why the hell did you fly off the handle over that weak-chinned Aristo?
I don't like hearing my friend slagged off.
You can never be friends with people like Alex. He's only interested in milking you for your money.
Oh, it's you.
Having a row. I'm not surprised she's why you're in here.
Just keep your nose out.
If you don't mind, I've come to ask Mr. Marchant some questions.
Let her stay. I wanted to hear this.
3 separate witnesses who said that Mrs. Tate virtually drove you down.
They're wrong. They had too much to drink and tripped against the car.
She nearly killed you.
It was an accident.
What's going on here? With the statements we've already got, I could charge Mrs. Tate now. That's what you want, isn't it?
I've told you it was all my fault.
One witness said she knew he was clinging to the side of the car, yet she drove on at speed.
Can we just drop it? There's no point pursuing this. I'm not going to press any charges.
I'll not waste any more of your time, then. Or mine.
Thank goodness for that.
You're not in the clear yet. I wait the results of your blood test with interest.
Sorry, but I was under the limit. Thank you.
You haven't given me an answer yet.
You can't just go. They need to keep you under observation.
I can't stand hospitals. Apart from the headache, I'm fine. Besides, you and I have got a lot to talk about.
Where do you think you're going?
Home.
We're still waiting for the consultant. You can't just take off without his say-so.
Ring me.
Here you go.
Thanks. You know, I never thought I'd commit to anyone. Not until now.
And what about Faye?
That was nothing serious. Bit of an airhead, to be honest.
You don't know me, Steve. You don't know what I want, what I need.
You're wrong, Kim. We're more alike than you think. Well, we both started out with nothing. Both worked our way up the greasy pole.
Come on, look at you. A university education, all the advantages.
Really? My mum was a cleaner at the local bus depot. My dad cleared off when I was 3. That's why I hate weak chins like Alex.
Let's not start all that again.
Okay. But people who get it handed to them on a plate really infuriate me. I've had to work for everything, like you. That's why I think it's time you had something handed on a plate.
What?
I'll let you have my shares. All 20%.
This is a joke.
That way you won't have to worry about Zoe or Chris or anyone. You'll be totally in control of Home Farm.
That bang to your head's addled your brain.
I'm deadly serious, Kim. This is how much I love you. The shares are all yours.
I don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. I'll just sign them all over to you. After we get married.
I'll make it 5 past, Sophie.
Sorry, Kim.
See you.
Good to see not all relationships are an embarrassing mess, even if it does make her late.
Hasn't exactly been plain sailing. Steve really does love you, you know.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I don't want him to love me until I decide he should. I don't like being out of control.
Oh, when are you going to learn, Kim? It doesn't always have to be about control.
Experience has shown me that it does. Besides, it's expected of me.
Oh, rubbish.
Come on, then. You tell me what to do about Steve, because I haven't got the faintest idea. Anything you say, I'll do it.
Oh, I don't know.
See what I mean? I lose my decisive edge for half a second, and you lose your grasp of English. Thanks for the chat.
Betty, I'm perfectly all right, and you're supposed to be cleaning, not nursing.
Now, you've got to keep yourself warm, because it's not the injuries that kill, you know. It's the shock to the system.
Always look on the bright side, don't you?
Oh, leave me alone. I'm enjoying myself. It's a long time since I tucked in handsome young fella.
And what would Seth have to say about that?
He wouldn't bat an eyelid if he came in and caught me in flagrante with rent, man. It never seems to occur to him that I could still trap. So, how are you feeling now, then?
I think I've lost the feeling in my legs.
Shall I call the doctor?
No, the blanket's too tight. Look, Betty, you've been great, but what I really need to do now is get back to normal.
What's normal?
Work. I'm just going to get changed.
Yeah, but I mean, you work here.
Well, I've got some things to sort out at Home Farm.
Oh, you balmy you are. Kim Tate could have killed you. Now, I know it's none of my business.
No, you're right. It isn't. Look, I'll stick you an extra few quid in your pay packet for helping me out, OK?
Could have been in
Seen
there.
last month's figures.
And?
Do you see a smile on this face? We've gone way over on our revenue spending.
What's revenue?
Tell her, Chris.
Wages.
And I wonder how that's come about.
It's not as if I get paid that much.
Buttons would be too much for you. What are you doing here?
Right. We'll leave you two lovebirds to have a chat. Oh, and if you do decide to go for a drive, Steve, remember to get in the car first.
Aren't you supposed to be resting?
To me, checking my profits is resting. I thought it was something else we had in common.
I expected you to have an engagement ring in one hand and your home farm shares in the other.
Well, that's entirely your decision. As I've already said, you can have my shares after the wedding.
That's the sort of blackmail I love.